Hi, I'm Dana Cataldi with Partners Trust in Brentwood, and I'm here with John Ciolino of First Capital. And John and I have been talking a lot lately in the past couple of weeks. I just submitted a deal right now where we had to bring John in to sort of make sure that the lender that my client was working with is sort of staying on task. And it brings up some interesting points about the market right now. The market is still really robust. There are still people with cash under their mattresses. There are still people that are out there trying to take advantage of the low interest rates. The buying pool still knows what a deal is in this market, and when good properties come on, they're there. However, there's still a lot of properties still sitting. We're mid-July right now, and what we see a lot of is sellers who have put X amount into their property, want the same out of their property, and are really scared to sort of match the house list price with really what it's worth in this market, because in their own head it's worth far more, it's emotional, etc. So I think that at this point it's really important to really look at the comps. Even before you put your house in the market, go to the open houses in your neighborhood, see what your competition is going to be, because the same person sees your house for $1.3 million is going to see the guy's house down the street for $1.3 million. So in that sense, I want to turn over to John and have him talk a little bit about the process of getting into the market, because what we found out recently with lenders is that you really also have to be very careful about your pre-approval letter that you do receive from the finance person or bank that you're working with. So I'll turn it over to John.
I think it's a great point, Dana. We talked about this in the office meeting this morning, and some of the agents in the meeting this morning made comments saying, John, I don't quite understand it. My client had a very nice pre-approval letter from a bank. I don't want to mention any specific names. But yet, when the loan started getting processed and we got down 2 or 3 weeks into it, the client got turned down for a loan. Which brings me to a very important point in today's market. It's not as easy as it used to be to get a mortgage. So if your lender that you're speaking to is not asking you for a lot of information, not to scare you, but if they're just calling you and say, what's your income, let's pull your credit, and they don't ask for any follow-up documentation, I'd be very, very hesitant and suspicious if that's really a pre-approval. Because a pre-approval to me, when I talk to a client, I'm going through tax returns, I'm looking at pay stubs, bank statements. And that's not just looking at a bank statement. There might be some large deposit that if you miss that 3 weeks down the line, the underwriter says, where did this deposit come from? And it was cash that we can't document. Very, very fine details nowadays. So it's just kind of a warning. If your lender is not asking you enough questions that you feel comfortable they are doing a thorough job, be suspicious. And definitely don't be afraid to ask a follow-up question saying, do you need these items? And if you don't feel comfortable, call me. I'll be happy to look at the file and take a look at it. One other thing in the marketplace I want you to be aware of is currently the agency conforming limits for these mortgages is $729,750. That's supposed to be going away October 1st. That's kind of the magic number if you're looking for a really, really low interest rate on a 30-year fix, some of the 5 or 7-year fixed rate mortgages. Lenders are now starting to come out and saying they want those loan packages in by August 1st. So if you're in the market right now, we're right here at the beginning of July, be careful, speak to your lender, make sure there's no specific deadline that you're missing on that target, because sure enough, you go into escrow August 3rd and you were approved for a $729 loan, I don't want that lender to tell you, sorry, you need to now put an extra $100,000 down. So just to be careful on that.
Yeah, and right now too, being July and going into August, inventory is certainly going to be a little more limited right now. So if you do find that property that you must have right now, and you realize that you can't have that property even though you thought you could for the last 6 months because of your lender or your pre-approval letter, now is the time to make sure that all your ducks are in a row and your item lists are checked, to make sure that you really, really are ready to go out there and look. And anyway, feel free to call me, feel free to call John, and know that we're here to help you with that next sale or buy.
Best of luck.